Hello, everyone. It's the first president of the United States, Grover Cleveland here. You're watching Ink the Book Show for no good reason. Listen, you can follow Ryan O'Connor at Wrangleshank on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter. And if you like his work on the Bonehead comic, you can also watch some Bonehead cartoon by finding the link in the description. Furthermore, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to all things Wrangleshank and all things Ink the Book. Thank you!
It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book.
It's a camera-tastrophe, everybody. Not just because I'm on it. Let's see if I can... I was swiveling my camera around and my whole rig came undone. Let's see if I survive. All right. Busting in a new brush. It's a size 2, which I haven't used since the beginning of the book. Of my... This isn't a size 2. This is a size 0. Where'd this sucker come from? Let's see. Need a size. Maybe I won't bust in a new brush today. What? Well, we're using a size 3. Winsor & Newton Series 7. Sable Kolinsky. Size 3. Okay. Well, boo! Okay. I know I bought some size 2s recently. I don't know where they got to. Somewhere around this dump. Oh, man. How professional. Okay. One thing you like when you're starting a live show is surprises, right? And this show is started with nothing but surprises so far, so let's see how it goes. We're inking page 199, take 2, because I redid a scene, but every other page of my 250-page graphic novel is inked. I have about, I don't know. And this isn't literally page 199. It's probably a good chunk further than that. But I've got about 130 pages inked or more. And I've got about 15, 20 to go. So that's what we're doing. Hey, look, it's our buddy Joe. How's it going? So I fell asleep yesterday when I got home from my job, and I didn't wake up till late. Otherwise, I would have been on yesterday. But I got up and I started working on pencils for upcoming pages. So I'm working on the book, even when I'm not here. Is cool. Let's see. What have you been up to, Joe? Let's see, I need some tea. Popeye's spinach. New frog on Insta. You drew some stuff. Let's see. There you are. Oh yeah, I did see that. I just saw that a minute ago. He's singing and dancing. Do you want me to? Do you care if I say your Instagram, or is that a kind of a secret Instagram? That's fine. What was it? Mythical person of interest? Mythical person of interest, I think it was. Yeah, that's it. That's our buddy Joe. It's my fault for not changing the name of it. I do like that name, though. Oh, to your Twitch? Is that what I'm seeing, Bizarre Joe? Yeah, when I was in like high school and college, I had all these pseudonyms that I thought were cool. And like I said before, my Twitter used to be Mr. Preposterous, which I thought sounded cool. Because I like coming up with names. That's always my favorite thing. And I really didn't want to part with Mr. Preposterous, but I wanted it to be the same across everything. So I feel you there. You change it, but everyone on here knows me by Joe, or one variation of it or another. Yeah, like I think I said before, it's like I didn't even want to go with Wrangleshank on everything. I just wanted to use my name, but no one would ever find me if I used my name. There's like 1,000,002 Ryan O'Connors out there, and like if you search Ryan O'Connor, I don't turn up anywhere. It's like 1,000,000 other dudes. What? They charge you to change it on Xbox? Oh, What Love's here too. Hey, What Love? That stinks. I feel like I remember. I feel like you can change stuff on Twitter with no issues at all now. But I feel like I remember it being like if you wanted to change it, you could only change it once, and that was it. Some years ago, and so I was really hesitant to try and change anything for a long time. And Fortnite uses the Xbox name, not the Epic Games name, while playing Xbox. I don't even know what that means. Sorry, I'm a doofus when it comes to gaming. Like, I barely know how to turn on my own TV. I remember when I was a kid, when I was like a teenager, my parents would be like, "Hey, turn on this for me." I'd be like, What do you mean turn it on for you? Do it yourself." And they'd be like, "I don't know how to work the remote anymore." And I'd be like, "That's really weird." But then I'd like navigate them to whatever it was they were trying to do. And now that's me. But it's because I don't use that stuff often enough anymore. Like, usually if I watch something, it's on my laptop here. And so then once in a while I'll be like, I want to watch something on the TV downstairs. And I'm just like, how do I do it? And if I got to do anything through the Xbox or something, I'll never figure it out. Like, I even bought the new Crash Bandicoot game for the PS5. What 2 years ago? So you need a PC. I didn't even like. I was like, wait, I bought it's on a disc, but I have to download the game. That didn't make sense to me. And then man, I'm so stupid. But I guess I get it, but I didn't know that was a thing. You see some cherries? Is that what I am to understand? Is that a Pac-Man reference? You're saying I'm old when it comes to games. Is that it? You making fun of me, Joe? Because I will turn this stream around. I'm just kidding. Messed up with the period. he caught the apple. Oh, it's like an animation. Booyah. Oh man, I don't even know if I can do it here. Yeah, I don't know how I type emojis onto this thing. My favorite one is the my favorite emoji art was it's like the one of the pistol. It's like a gun, and then it's like it's like a smiley face with an explosion coming out of his head, like you blew their mind, and then next to that, like just the brain emoji. So it's like you blew their brains out. Yeah, kind of like that. Oh, he tooted. Since I saw the that brain one, I've used that multiple times. Am I even on screen? I am. Good. Let's see. I don't think I've read anything the past couple days. I've been trying to read all these books little by little every day. Just by reading like small segments of them. But I don't think I've read anything. But I finished re-listening to that Norm Macdonald book for like the third time. So I was like, I need some other book to listen to, like when I'm driving to work, because all the podcasts I listen to have become kind of unreliable. They're not updating, and I don't know. I haven't been listening to as much music lately, I guess. But so I was like, I need another book, and I started Brave New World. And I'm listening to it in like 20-minute increments when I drive to work. Although I'm not hearing as much of it as I'd like to, but it seems interesting. But I might have to re-listen to the first 3 chapters again. Just to make sure I'm following everything. I've also been rewatching Breaking Bad little by little since Better Call Saul ended. And man, there are some cameos in Better Call Saul that I didn't realize were cameos from Breaking Bad. Oh, on here they replaced a gun with a water gun. I don't even know. Well, you can't. You must not be on a. You must be watching on your phone, right? Because I'm over here trying to figure out how to do emojis on this laptop, but I don't think that's a thing. Yeah. But the laptop does have emojis. You know what, though? One day you'll be a boomer. You'll laugh at people like me. And then one day it'll sneak up on you. Let's see. Oh, that's okay. I need to be inking instead of figuring out how to type emojis on the laptop. Anyhow. I want to, after I finish this stream, inking this page, I want to pencil another page today. And hopefully get some writing in too. Said laptop does have emojis. I don't remember how though. What Love says it's easy. Oh yes, I will be. And probably am. Yeah, get back to work. Good idea. It's Windows key and period at the same time. What, to do anything? Does it just give you a list of emojis then? So here is his swoop. He's swooping down. And this is this effect back here. Out of curiosity. Oh, look at that. I see it. Did it send? There it goes. I'm learning. Who says you can't teach an old dog anything at all? Ah, shoot. So it went through. You saw what I sent then. Look, there's me. There's like some kind of reconstruction going on my street. The past few days. There's just like I'm surprised they're working this late. I mean, I haven't heard them since I've been home until now, but all the trucks are like beeping and revving. You don't hear them at all? Okay. Well, that's good, I suppose. So I live on a cul-de-sac or like a little turnaround or something. And it's just like right outside the cul-de-sac thingy that I'm on. There's like a chunk of the street that's all torn up. Oh, I didn't do this line. Let's see. This background is all black so we can see this little swoop of Boneheads and this flash of Denton Crux's anger, or whatever that technically is. It's a little starbursty thingy. There's that. So, yeah, I got home from my job yesterday, and I was like, I'll just take a little nap, because a lot of times the drive home, it's not that long. It's like it's a 20-minute drive, but I was like knocked out after that. So I was like, I need a nap, and I was trying to take an hour nap, and I didn't wake up for. Let me see. It was like it was a 4-hour nap, and then so I got up and I started working on pencils for other pages, and then I did that for a couple hours, and I was like, okay, it's like 2 a.m. I'm gonna go to a normal people bed, thinking I would wake up real early, and no, I just woke up at the normal time. It's what I hate about naps. It's like they don't like save you sleep later. It seems like, and when I try to take small naps, it almost always turns into a longer nap than I meant to take. Like, even if I set alarms, like, those alarms just don't seem to exist. I turn them off in my sleep or something. I did feel pretty refreshed. Bad news isn't good news. I did feel more refreshed, but like I said, I thought, like, when I went to bed, I would like wake up feeling like wide awake after a couple more hours, like, and be up early, way before work, and I'd be able to do stuff before work. And no, I slept till like the last minute before work then. It's like I still couldn't drag myself out of bed. Okay. But when I woke up at 9 p.m., I felt great. Can't remember the last time you woke up feeling good. That sounds terrible. I'm sorry. No, I kind of hate sleep. It's like I never want to go to sleep, and then when I'm sleeping, I never want to wake up, kind of thing. It's like I just wish I didn't have to sleep. Wake up feeling better than you did when you went to sleep. See, yeah, I felt fine when I woke up and it was like the middle of the night. Well, not the middle of the night, but when everybody else here was winding down and getting ready for bed, pretty much. But like whenever I have to wake up in the morning and be somewhere, I'm never refreshed. I always feel like I was out partying all night or something. And I wasn't. So rip off. I just put in for 10 days off from work in like mid-October. No real plans, but I always request the week of my birthday off. And I decided to take some extra days off. I am seeing a They Might Be Giants show that week. A show that's been postponed for like 2 or 3 years now. No, 2 years. I bought the ticket like 3 years ago. Oh, you said you're going to draw for a bit? Have a great stream. Thank you. Draw away. Have fun drawing is what I mean to say. Thanks for popping in. Here, I'm gonna take a second. What am I doing? Oh yeah. Okay. So this is panel 2 of 5. I don't know if you're still there, What Love, but if you are, were you here a year ago when I did the 1 chip challenge and ate that really hot chip? And for 20 minutes, my face was just melting. Did you see that? It might have it was early on when I very first started. Yeah? Oh. I thought you were saying yes, you were there. It was really early on when I first started streaming. So I don't know if you would have been there, but it might have just been friends and family on that stream. But yeah, like I just I ate this really hot chip that was like supposed to like, I don't know. It was just like this insanely hot chip challenge thing. And I didn't like eat anything else. I didn't drink any water or anything. I just waited for it to cool off on its own. And it took about 20 minutes. And then I started drawing a page or whatever. I think I was drawing the book at that point. I think it was like, yeah, I was inking one of the very first pages of the book. Oh, so do you think you've seen it anyway? Because here's a reveal. They're back. So I'm not going to do it today, but maybe Saturday. I'm thinking I'm going to do the one chip challenge again. Let's see. Warning, do not eat if you are sensitive to spicy foods, allergic to peppers, nightshades, or capsaicin, or are pregnant or have any medical conditions. Keep out of reach of children. Keep out of reach of children. After touching the chip, wash your hands with soap and do not touch your eyes or other sensitive areas. Seek medical assistance should you experience difficulty breathing, fainting, or extended nausea. And last year, I was rubbing my eyes after I ate it, and I was like, oh, I forgot it said don't touch your eyes. And I was like, I can feel it starting to burn my eyes. But it wasn't too bad. I was really getting nervous that my eyes were going to start boiling out of my head. But yeah, that's coming up. I'll do that this week. Ooh, I just punched my camera rig. But yeah, I think I did that last August. Are you good at editing videos? Kinda. It takes me kind of long sometimes. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Why do you ask? Because I've been thinking for a while. I'd like to put together a best of Ink the Book show, or do like a year in review thing. I started planning one a long time ago, but I haven't really even started. But that would be on it. I have so many ideas that I always want to do on this channel, but I just don't have time to do them half the time, or like I make stuff and then it doesn't work out or something the way I hoped. Like I made a couple of those nature videos, and then I'm getting copyright claims on them now. I didn't at first, so I was like, yeah, I'll play these. And then like a few days later, they started putting copyright claims on them, which I don't think affects me now, but they might down the line. I don't know. I thought I edited them enough where they wouldn't be a problem. That's exactly what you were thinking. Yeah, and then I could maybe like just cut out, like, I think I want to do like a big, like a collection of them and do like a best of, and then slowly trickle out the individual clips or something. Another thing I got to start working on is my Halloween costume. So if I don't get a jump on it, my sister-in-law is going to do something stupid impressive for Halloween. I don't know how long she spends on her family themed costumes that she does for her, my brother, and the kids. But with a new baby, I just know she'll do something bonkers, especially because it's her first daughter and she's gonna try and go all out for the baby. I'm almost certain of it. But I think what I want to do, because I always do cardboard costumes since we've been doing this, I think I'm gonna try and make a cool dragon costume out of cardboard. I did a Viking and a robot in the past, but I feel like I got to do something really impressive. And I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I think a dragon is what I'm going to go for. So I'll share that on here as I go. I'm also making a short video of you eating this, but yeah. So I think I'm going to make. I'll take the clips that I use in that thing and put them up on their own too. Like, take small seconds of your best times on streams and put it all together, and then like say, well, here's the adventure of Ink the Book. Then after show longer the moments. Yeah, that's good. Because I always want to do these like littler things too, because not everyone's into just sitting around watching 2-hour art streams. I'm pretty sure. But the fun stuff, that's just like a couple minutes here and there. go. He said, I'm super glad I'm kind of part of some streams on Ink the Bookshop. I'm happy to hear that. You've been around the show for quite a while. I think pretty close to the beginning is when you first showed up. And then I think Let Me Sleep showed up shortly after. And I thought you two must be friends at first because you were both from the same part of Canada. But it was just a coincidence. Let's see, there's a machine here. I don't know what I'm doing. So this is the walkway. Said it's really nice sharing stuff for like 30 minutes with you, and I'm watching your streams since the end of December or middle of January. Oh yeah. Yeah, I uploaded the cartoon because of you and Let Me Sleep. Because I wanted to do something special for 100 pages for you guys hanging out. Also, sorry for the mistakes. I'm on my laptop. No worries. Okay. This is the wall. Let's see. I think that can go to black. It's like a tape reel for some reason. And I think I'm nearly done with this panel. Let's see. Let's see. Smoke A. Ooh. Some crude smoke. Where there's crude smoke, there's crude fire. Only you can prevent laboratory fires. Stop smashing mysterious bottles all the dang time. Un momento. Por favor. Ah. Sorry, I'm texting. Okay. Not to divert my attention away from the task at hand. I'm gonna do some We're on the middle panel. Look, he's doing the Chris Pratt from Jurassic World thing. Stand back, dinosaur. I'm the boss of you. Like, I get why that would work on dinosaurs he's trained. Maybe, if only to an extent. But dinosaurs in the wild? Should that work? He pulls it off. It almost makes you wonder why there's 3 movies at all when you can just pull that on any old dinosaur. Okay. So I guess this is black too because it's his eyebrows. It's Denton Crux's eyebrows I don't want to fill in because his eyebrows are going to be green. But Boneheads stay black. How do I not shake when I ink? That's a good question. Um, I probably still do sometimes, but I know I definitely did it first. Which is why I had to practice for a while before I was confident enough to ink these pages. And it probably took me some pages in the book to develop a steadier hand. Um, but especially something that I'm impressed with is when I do like a swoop like this, like when I think it was this line earlier, when I did that, I can't imagine me drawing a line that straight uh, to begin with, let alone in ink. Because it might even look a little crooked, but it's because of the pencils. But it's pretty smooth. It's pretty much what I was going for. And I am surprised that I would do it that straight. But part of it is you got to learn to you got to kind of learn to just be willing to do a confident line. See that was crummy, but I'm not trying very I'm not giving it much of my attention right now, I suppose, but like I usually don't draw very straight lines or good circles or anything when I try to. At least before I started inking this comic. But I don't know. You gotta like. I think part of it is just trying to be steady and swift and confident. Like throwing it down quick is part of the key to it. And I remember, like, let me see if I can find some. I know I have a huge stack here of those cards that I did when I was first kind of learning how to work with a brush. Let me see. Because there's the ones that I did of Bonehead, because I was doing 100 Bonehead ones before I started inking the book. And you can see, like, if you look closely, let me see if I can focus it. Like, that's a jittery line. It's like those are all kind of jittery lines. This doesn't even look like something I would quite ink, that background. I would probably want to connect that top line of his head. But yeah, I feel like it's very wobbly. And these are probably later on in these. But I wasn't even looking for these. I was trying to look for some ones that I watercolored of different characters. I thought I would have them in there. These are just marker ones that I did with a pen. Yeah, somewhere I've got ones that I did before those. Like months before that. And some of them I know I posted to Instagram. And I'm sure those are real, like even more wobbly than that. Oops. I had a stray hair that I'll probably white out there. But part of the good thing about having pencils kind of laid out already is that you kind of generally know what you're doing. And if my pencils are any looser than this, like if I go any sketchier on the page, I probably personally I know there's artists out there, like comic book artists, who they'll just have real sketchy. They'll have them like these note cards. They'll have them like that on their page, penciled probably, and they'll throw down the tight inks on top of it. But if I had it any looser than I have it, it probably wouldn't help me. There'd be too much guesswork for me. So I like having tight pencils, so I know what I'm trying to do clearly enough, so I can even improve on the line there if I need to in the inks, because I know what I'm going for. But I can go kind of fast because I can see exactly what I'm trying to do. And the speed really helps with the straight, confident lines. So if we look through the pages, we could see the progression. Maybe. Let me see something. I'll pull out an early page. I don't think that's an early page though. Let's see. And I really like this page. But this is page 2. Let me see. I was showing my pages to my buddy when he was visiting from Texas, and he was like, "You might even want to redraw the first 20 pages or so." I was like, "I'm not doing that." But like, I feel like I would ink this stronger now, though I feel like I did a pretty good job. I was trying, probably really worried about the first pages being bad, drawn badly. So I think I was trying really hard to not make them bad. I like how, I mean, I would probably still see his helmet's kind of like all kind of crooked. Not so much there. That doesn't look too bad. Those helmets actually don't look too bad to me. I like the fisheye lens kind of thing on the background that I was doing. But I don't know. Like, I'm sure there are spots in the earlier pages where you can see it being a bit choppier, but who knows? Do I already know what's going to be the colors for the characters? Yes. I remember I've been drawing him for a long time, and I remember trying to decide what color his shirt was supposed to be, and like I couldn't imagine his clothes in color. But I think for the most part I know Billy. I know he's going to have a yellow shirt. That's for sure. I always forget what his hat looks like, but I've drawn him I've colored him a few times. I'll probably make like a color model sheet for some of the characters just so I can pick the right colors time and time again. I know Denton Crux pretty well, I think, and I know Bonehead. I know Petunia and Mort pretty well. The King, I know I've done like a watercolor of him, but I'm not too familiar with him. But I'll probably, especially for characters I'm not that familiar with, or maybe even scenes, I'll probably kind of work out some kind of color palette for them. Like the Rhino security guard, I'll probably put together something for him, and the Neenerman character, I'll probably put something together for him. Because they show up in this book a lot, but I haven't. I'm not as familiar with coloring them. I'll be coloring it in either Clip Studio Paint or Photoshop. I'm not sure. I gotta figure out my color process. Because I've never colored a project quite like this before. Said if I was you, I'd get confused. Like I feel like I've been drawing a lot of these characters for 10 years now. And, a lot of them show up in that animation that I did. So I've got it. It kind of lives in my head a good bit. And I've drawn them in my sketchbooks a lot. I think that the interesting thing will be working out a system for coloring the whole book. Just because I've never done a project this expansive. So there's plenty of room to get confused. But I've also kind of watched a lot of comic book artists work on books on YouTube and stuff. So I kind of see how how they kind of manage it, at least somewhat, where I have a little bit of a working knowledge. But, once I'm in the thick of it, I'm sure all the holes of my knowledge will reveal themselves to me. You know what? I don't care what happens. I gotta put something on. So enjoy this while I run to the bathroom. Will it work? Will it work? Will it work?
The Nephilim spider, the tiger butterfly. The spider works tirelessly, maintaining its web in order to catch its meals. The butterfly, however, just bums around, looking for loose change in the couch cushions and eating all the spider's Cheerios. The spider is sick and tired of this butterfly cramping its style and wrecking his web all the time. The butterfly does not want to move back in with his lame parents. But the spider has had enough and sends the butterfly packing. Predator and prey, or just lousy roommates.
Hey, I'm back. Documentary, yes. Have you seen that one before? No? I made that a while ago. And I cropped the video and I replaced all the sound. Like all that is, like I took some, allegedly, maybe that's why I'm getting copyright claims on it. But the music is allegedly royalty free. Then I put some like nature sounds underneath and then recorded that on my recorded the dialogue on my phone. And YouTube didn't say anything about it for a while, but then a few days later, it showed there was a copyright claim, which I think just means the video can't be monetized. Not that I'm monetized anyway. There we go. And here's his legs. So Joe, who was on here earlier this week, he asked about how to draw arms and legs, and I kind of couldn't figure out how to get my words together. But I think the closest to anatomy I have in this book is usually on Denton Crux. And I was trying to think of a way to say it at the time, but I couldn't quite get my words out. Yeah, and that is the thing. What love? Simple shapes. You kind of figure out what shapes you're looking at and try to like break it down that by like what kind of shapes you see. And for Denton Crux, who especially I feel like in the beginning of the book where he's the astronaut, where he's an astronaut, this probably isn't the best representation of it, but you see it in some of the shots earlier on in the book. I just don't want to go digging through it, but you'll see I tend to do like almost like conical cylinders. Like the joint starts wide and then it tapers, and the joint starts wide and tapers. Same with the legs. Starts wide, tapers down, starts wide, tapers down. So that's kind of the only thing that's my jumping off point, and then I kind of I'm just kind of making it up from like beyond that in a lot of cases. And like you'll see I kind of do his fingers the same way. They're just kind of like his fingers are kind of cones, spherical or cylindrical cones. And it kind of helps that he has these joint kind of guidelines on his fingers, I feel like. And if they get too kind of funky looking, it's easier to tell with him because I kind of throw those lines on there. It seems to help a little bit. Okay. Of course, I could have thought to talk about that when Joe was actually on here. There's that. Little ember breaking off here. Okay, and then Billy's eyes. That would be devastating if like I finally like get this book made and printed and into people's hands. And then it's like, wow, that was a long time for such a crappy story. Like nobody liked it. But every once in a while I like, especially like all throughout drawing this, I would like I'd be like, man, I don't even know if this story works. I don't even know if this is gonna be worth it by the time I'm done. And then I would flip through my stack of finished pages, or at least like even the pen when they were all just penciled. I'd be like, oh, this is gonna work, and I'd get excited. But you know, maybe it'll work. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, as they say. But even if I just were to get one copy of this book made, you know, I would hope I'd get ones out there for anyone who wanted one. But even if I were to just make one copy and just see it printed out, I would feel pretty dang accomplished. If I could put one on my bookshelf, that would be, because I know I like it enough to want to see a physical copy. That would be so cool. So this page, I know I originally drew a lot of these panels. I penciled a lot of these panels, I think, in my sketchbook, my Bonehead sketchbook, wherever it might be. Oh, I see it. Let me take a look, because I ended up redrawing. I know this panel, redrew it because I wasn't too happy with my original idea. Yeah, see, this is what I originally drew. And I feel like I couldn't, it wasn't quite working for me. And I ended up changing it to that, a little farther away, and kind of changed his Bonehead's pose. Well, I definitely changed, what's his name, Billy's pose too. Oh, and I think on the last page, let me see. There was something else. Maybe I didn't draw it on here. Oh no, I changed my original idea when I was drawing it in here, because on the thumbnail, if I can find it in this mess, he was like swinging Bonehead around in circles. And then when I was trying to figure out how to translate that into a non-scribbly gesture drawing, it was just ridiculous. No, I don't know where my thumbnail got for that. I don't see it. I don't see the card. But part of planning these pages out is just like, you gotta admit to yourself when something isn't working. And I might not always be the best judge of that, but that's part of it. The drawings look very simple or easy to draw, like an illusion, but it's very hard in reality. Yeah, sometimes. Like, I see like some of these like Mad Magazine cartoonists, or like Bill Watterson's Calvin and Hobbes drawings, and they look real simple. Like, some of Calvin's poses are real simple looking, but then you try to come up with poses like that, and it's like, or just put down lines like that, those real like artful cartoonist drawings. I like stuff that you would see in the Sunday strips back in the 50s or something. They look simple, but it's like you try to draw like that, and it's like, my cartoons don't look like that. How come I can't draw like that? Or like Dennis the Menace, or Pogo is one I really like. But Pogo, I feel like, just looks tough. But yeah, you're saying that about my drawings, and I'm like, I feel like I'm living in the shadow of all these other artists. but I get it. But that's one reason why you shouldn't feel. I mean, always be striving to be better would be my advice to any cartoonist. But you know, if you you should be trying to stand on your tiptoes with anything you're putting out. And, you know, raise yourself as much as possible when you're making stuff. But if don't get too discouraged if you feel like you're not an expert or something. Like I always say, like, I'm a total fraud cartoonist because I'm just making it up as I go. I'm just diving in with like unearned confidence almost. I feel like, but you know, I know that I've gotten a lot better at drawing over the past 4 years, even. And I know this. I know I'm doing at least a decent job. Like even if like a much better cartoonist was looking at my stuff, I'm sure they would think I was doing something right, even if I wasn't the best cartoonist in the world. I'm sure somebody, you know, like some big shot would see some potential in what I'm doing. I'm confident that I at least look like I have potential to get good. People sometimes see art like it has to look like Mona Lisa, but yours is a great type of drawing, and it's still amazing. Thank you very much. I remember even in college, I was still fighting with like what my style was, and you can see it. I made this toward the end of college. Oh, I pulled out a Mike Mignola comic instead of mine. Like this is particularly like I drew these characters better than this at the time. Like they're different in every dang panel. Like which I think was me trying to be like John Kay or something. But it's like too goofy, too sloppy. But I had a stronger, more cohesive style at the time that is not in this book. That kind of drives me mad. Because I like there were ways I drew these characters better than almost anywhere in the book. Like that's a better drawing than most of the drawings of that character in this book. And I was just too off the walls when I made that 10 years ago. I forget what I was talking about though. It has to look like. But yeah, I remember just being like, not knowing what my style was and not knowing how to like define my drawings into any kind of style, and it's like I still kind of don't know what my style is, but I can kind of understand the rules of it, of my drawings a little more sometimes, if that makes any sense. Like I can sometimes see when I'm not drawing what I want right. Like if I make pupils too big or something, or too small, like that doesn't look like what I'm trying to do. Of course, like I might draw in a totally, what I might think is a totally different style, but it still looks at home with my other drawings. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to define, but I feel like I have a somewhat style now. But I remember when I was trying to develop a style, it was a lot of like borrowing things from other stuff loosely and kind of cobbling them together. Like I remember um, I was like, and I was never a fan of Ed, Edd n Eddy all that much, but I was like, I kind of like how they do shoes. And I started drawing, or like the soles on their shoes were just kind of like wavy lines. And I was like, I kind of like that. And I started using that on my drawings a lot. And then I liked something about cow and chicken. And I was like, I'm going to start doing that in my drawings. And then I'd pick up stuff from Ren and Stimpy, and it wasn't even necessarily stuff I liked all the time, but it was like I could see it working in my drawings potentially. And I would just kind of like piece together various things that I like I say, not quite copy how this did that or that did this, but I'd pick kind of up ideas from various places. In fact, yeah, like Billy and Mandy had a big influence on me, so I know I got stuff from them here and there. Like that's actually the reason Tom and Sid don't have noses, is because Mandy doesn't have a nose, and I got it into my head one day that less is more on a character. It was what I was thinking when I first drew them, probably closer to 20 years ago. But, you know, a bunch of stuff kind of came and went as I kind of tightened up what would probably be considered my style. It's like you just kind of pick stuff up, try stuff out. Use it till it breaks. Swap stuff out, and you kind of like hone in on stuff. Another thing that'll help you kind of figure out your style, that really helped me in the past 4 years, is draw a little bit every day. Which sounds like, you know, what's the word? Like cliched advice. But it really did help me. And I get, now that I've kind of fallen off of doing sketchbook drawings every day. I'm kind of back to a point where I get kind of like drawer's block or whatever. When I'm looking at a blank page, I'm like, what am I going to draw now? But when I was drawing every day for like a year, I remember telling people, it's like, they'd be like, "How do you get your ideas?" And I would tell them, like, I don't know, it just kind of falls out of my wrist. Um, when I was drawing every single day, just drawing something new in my sketchbook, I didn't have to think about it. Like, I just like, I'd open my notebook and just draw some character, and it'd be a new thing that I'd never drawn before. And because I was in the practice of just drawing something new every day. And after a couple of years, it got hard to keep up with in the middle of doing this. But so now I'm kind of back to square one with that, but it helps. Oh, you need to go now. See you later. Really nice talking with you. Likewise. See you tomorrow. Good night. Thanks for popping in. It's always a pleasure. I always feel like a broken record, though. I feel like I only know 7 things and I just say them all the time. Oh, hold on. I am going to have to. Goodbye. I got to take a call real quick, so I'm going to mute. That was a long call. Okay. It's about important work stuff, day job stuff, pitifully boring stuff. I'll throw some flames in behind this guy to make him look cooler. No. They're supposed to be there-ish. In this scene. There's a fire in this room. Okay. And that's him. Denton Crux. And then we've got the background. Man, it's past 10 o'clock here in my corner of Illinois. Probably every corner of Illinois, I'm pretty sure. But I'm no expert on the time zones. I just made them up is all. Okay, that's not true. I didn't make up the time zones. I can't back that up. I probably say that all the time. No, not really. I can't back that up. Which is a joke I stole from Austin Powers, where Dr. Evil reveals to Austin Powers that he's his father. It's like, I'm your father. And he's like, really? And Dr. Evil goes, no, not really. I can't back that up. I will later learn that Sir Michael Caine is Austin Powers' father. Although it's not literally Michael Caine that is Austin Powers' father. It's probably like Dustin Powers or something. It's probably his fictional name. I don't know. I don't remember. I saw today. It's weird that I'm talking about Austin Powers because maybe it's why it was on my mind at all. Why did I bring it up? Because I said that not really. I can't back that up. Yeah, it's funny that Austin Powers came up because I started listening to an audiobook of Brave New World because I've never read that book before. I needed something new to listen to, and I had an unlistened to audiobook download on Audible queued up, like in there that I just never listened to. And I finally put it on, yesterday, I think, and I was listening to it a bunch today. I'm 3 chapters in, and I was like, I know this guy's voice. Who is this guy? Who's this guy? And I looked it up, and it was a guy who was in all 3 of the Austin Powers movies. The guy who plays Basil Exposition, which I don't remember his name being Basil Exposition, which is kind of funny because he's kind of explaining the scenario whenever he's on screen, I guess. I guess that's the joke. I didn't realize his name was a joke before. I thought he was the one character whose name wasn't a joke, apparently. But anyway, Michael York, the guy who played that character in the Austin Powers movies, is the guy reading the audiobook of Brave New World that I'm listening to. And I looked it up because I was like, I know that voice, and I know him from Austin Powers. Okay, so, and then looking him up, I found out that there's an upcoming 4th Austin Powers movie coming out. Hooray! So there's a broom over here. Something worth pointing out. Or not! But yeah, you heard it here first, or second. There is a 4th Austin Powers movie coming out. And Michael York is going to be in it. That's all I know about it. I don't even know that. Technically, I don't even know that Mike Myers is going to be in it. Although I predicted a 4th Austin Powers movie coming out when I saw that he put out that new series on Netflix where he plays like 17 characters. And then they did the Austin Powers Super Bowl commercials. I just had a feeling we were coming up on new Austin Powers. Well, today I found out that that's true. Here's Denton Crux turning around with a dark look in his eye. Okay. Okay. Let's get this other eye inked. We're on the last panel for the day. How long has this stream been? Over 2 hours already. Gripes. What? Another call from the same person. I'm gonna mute it again. I think it was a butt dial. Sounded like one. That is the 3rd butt dial I've gotten from a coworker in this week. One of them was a FaceTime butt dial. So I accepted it and got a butt. No, probably the inside of someone's pocket. But yeah, I got a FaceTime butt dial. So here's our villain, Denton Crux, looking giddy as a schoolgirl. Okay, that's a wobbly line. Try and clean that up a bit. There we go. I just want it to not look so much like this line is going, especially when there's no gutter here, because this panel is overlapping this one. I don't want it to look like this has something to do with that necessarily, so I'm trying to differentiate them a bit. Trying to keep it from being a tangent as much as I can. I might take some white out to that too, to further. I think that'll do it. That about fixes that there. I also differentiate it from this corner, kind of, you don't, if you can help it, you don't want corners to meet up perfectly on separate objects, and you don't want lines to you don't want lines to perfectly connect, or when they're not supposed to be directly related and stuff like that. Anything that creates like a unwanted visual tension or unwanted visual confusion. That's what I'm trying to avoid there. As opposed to wanted visual confusion, you know? Why did I think I drew that. Usually I draw the X's to indicate where I want black to go. But I think I drew this and then I drew the cloud afterwards. So it's not like I want that cloud to be straight black. I want this to be shadow. Just to explain what I'm looking at a little bit. I think I added all the smoke after the fact is why. I was like, why is there an X on the cloud? There is a lot of... See, I did it here again. That's a tangent when it... See, these are two... Pardon me. These are two separate panels. This shadow line goes right into this smoke cloud over here. That's a no-no. So I'm going to try and And it's not too hard to avoid because this is all going to black, so I've kind of got some wiggle room there. So I'm gonna drop this down a little bit. So it doesn't connect head on like that. You know, when speaking of Austin Powers, when I saw that there was going to be an Austin Powers 4, it reminded me of when I saw Gold Member, the third one, in theaters. It's probably embarrassing talking about Austin Powers. I haven't seen it in forever, but I'm sure it's profoundly stupider than I remember it being. I saw his new Mike Myers' new thing on Netflix, the Triumvirate or something like that. Ventaverate or something. I forget. But oh man, it was like Austin Powers' stupider younger brother. Is what I kind of felt. It was all right. It was very Austin Powersy, but not as good, not nearly as good. But it made me wonder if Austin Powers was even any good. Anyway, I remember when I saw Austin Powers 3 in theaters. I remember thinking by the end of it, I was like, I really can't wait for Austin Powers 4 because I wanted to see Scott being the new big bad villain. Because that's kind of what they were setting up at the end of the third one. I thought that would be cool. Though I wasn't quite a fan of Dr. Evil not being a bad guy anymore. Spoiler alert. And honestly, I don't see that being where they land with that character. But I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care too hard. How about that? One of my favorite things about Austin Powers is that They Might Be Giants are in the second one, at least their music. They wrote the Dr. Evil song. Evil, evil is his one and only name. Evil, in his mind there is no other game. It's sung by Robin Goldwasser, John Flansburgh's wife. It's a pretty cool song. I like that. When your name is evil, that is good, or so you think, but you're so very wrong. It's evil. Okay. Okay. Now what? What does that voice remind me of? What voice am I doing? I feel like I was kind of doing Puddin' from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. His voice was so weird. I can't even think of a single line, but I loved the character named Puddin' on The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. He was almost barely in it, but he was this like really wimpy kid. They talk really funny like this, or something. I like pie. Oh, I thought somebody just sent me a message. I was worried that it was the person from work trying to get a hold of me again. Okay. That is not meant to be an endorsement for Star Wars, the universe's worst franchise. I won't go on another Star Wars rant right now, because I'll be finished with this page before I'm done ranting about Star Wars being dumb. This stream will be a whole nother hour long if I start a Star Wars rant right now. I just like doing that whistle. That sound is the anguish of being a comic book guy. Oh, woe is me. I like pie. I gotta look into who did that character's voice. I don't know that I've heard that voice actor anywhere else other than. I feel like that might be a writer on the show or something like that. I can't place the voice if it's a. If it's somebody else on the show. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna find out who voices Puddin'. Puddin' Grim Adventures. Let's see. Will this tell me? Jane Carr. Grim. Never heard of her, by the way. Grim Adventures. Jane Carr. Let's find out. Oh, I see her face and just I recognize her as doing like other. I don't know if it's like teacher voices or witch voices or something, but I can hear it right now. Yeah, she's an English woman. I do recognize her voice from stuff. Like, I don't think anything too prominent, but I can hear it. I could hear her doing voices like this or something. Or something like that. Like on Billy and Mandy and probably other stuff. I guess I just needed to see her face. I don't know why that does it, but it puts it in my head. Here's his hand. Here's his face. Okay, here is. Oh, we square off the back of his head like that. This is like his shadow on his coattail back here. I'll throw his other coattail over here. And then what else? I'm gonna dirty up this smoke a bit. Let me refresh my ink. I don't like this so far. I feel like I'm not doing a good job at this. Gross. Okay. Oh, my girl Betty Boo, by the way, released another single from her upcoming third album, her first in 30 years, called Boomerang. It's coming out in October. It's just an artist I found out about 10 years ago and fell in love with. She's very self-proclaimed stuck in the 90s, just like me. And she's putting out her first album in 30 years, and I'm so excited. She's released a bunch of singles, and yeah, Betty Boo, I'm excited. The new one she just put out is called Superstar. I listened to it last night. But my favorite is still the title track called Boomerang. That's on Spotify for anyone interested. Oh, just something I'm excited about. Let's see. Okay, I think that's a page. So I'm gonna try and pencil another page tonight before I go to bed. It is currently 10:40, Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, I'm gonna try and pencil another page before I go to bed, do some writing, do some reading. And while I'm working, I'll probably have some Breaking Bad on because I'm rewatching that now that Better Call Saul's over. All right. This has been... Oh, I can't show that. This has been today's edition of Stupid Hair, Stupid Life. No, life is good. This has been Ink the Book Show. I'm Ryan O'Connor. Ink in the book. And I've inked it all here on YouTube and on Twitch. So there's other videos to watch. You can see, on YouTube, you can see every bit of inking I've done on this book has been on a stream. So it's all archived on YouTube. There's links in the description. If you're on Twitch, there are about to be links in the description. I've got a shop with some t-shirt designs available. I have some social media links. I have a link to my Bonehead cartoon on YouTube. Maybe not the best animation, but it was a solid effort by me. So yeah, check stuff out. Click on some other videos. Click on some links. Maybe you'll find something you'll like. I double dog dare you. Well, I'll be back tomorrow morning, hopefully. And if not, I'll be back Saturday for sure. But I should be back tomorrow morning. Let's find out. Let's find out if I make a liar of me. Goodbye, everybody. I think you're nice. Always remember to brush behind your ears because I said so.